We here. Legacy builders in the building.
Yes,
What's
sir.
going on? So Rashidi's here. Killing's not gonna be here today, but we about to get it in as usual. So what's going on, man? So we talking about there is no tomorrow. What's the story with this topic?
Yeah, man. I mean, people just keep waiting. Everybody waiting to do everything. You know, right now, of course, we in real estate, so everybody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait for the interest rate to go down.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna wait for this to happen. I'm gonna wait till after the elections. I'm gonna wait for this, for that." The whole point of it is stop waiting. There's no tomorrow. The more you wait, the more money it actually costs you.
Right.
Meaning that, you know, even from the real estate standpoint, the house that you looked at last year cost $200,000. You're gonna wait till the rates drop. Now that same house is $230,000, $240,000. What you waiting for? You know, you're looking for a new job. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna just stay with this job a little bit longer. Now you got fired.
Right.
now you're forced to do something else versus just waiting. So the whole point of the game is that, you know, waiting is unnecessary, and waiting just ends up costing you way more money.
Right.
Every time you wait, that means you're catching something. You're waiting for something to happen instead of being proactive and getting aggressive. So that's the game, man. You got to stop waiting, man. Tomorrow waits on nobody. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Nah, that's real shit. That's real shit. That's real shit. Because the thing is, I think a lot of people. I was talking about this on the Bad Boy Show earlier. Is that a lot of people think that they got time, and you never know when shit's gonna be a wrap. You know what I'm saying? At any moment. So you gotta appreciate all the moments, because you know nothing is promised. But I think it's something that people take for granted, because you get caught up back into your life, and then you forget about understanding that, you know, it could be a last day. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you have, you know, another 50 to 100 years, you know, depending on how old you are. You know what I'm saying? You never fucking know. You know what I'm saying? But as far as, like, you know, this goes with, especially with trying to take action to make moves, to do certain things, I think a lot of times people are scared to make moves because they're worried about the outcome. But the thing is that it makes no sense to worry about the outcome, because you should be trying to do the things that you want to do or want to progress in, because what's the point of not doing it? Because you don't really know how long you got anyway. So it's like, well, let me try this, see how it works out, adjust, do this again, make this happen, to at least say that I tried to make it go down, versus not trying because you're scared of I don't know what, because it's like, what's the point of not doing it when you know you're gonna die anyway? So you might as well fucking do the shit you're trying to do anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Real talk. You know what I mean? Okay,
Absolutely, man. Like I mean, give you the perfect example: the Tyson fight. I mean, he waited, but then he was patient. He waited 20 years to get his ass beat. he made $20 million in the process, but he waited that long. And the reality of the situation is, if he didn't wait, he could have been training better, and he could have had more notches on his belt. He could have had, you know, 5-6 more wins under his belt versus waiting 20 years later to come back in, and then that happened. Now, granted, in his situation, it worked out. He's the exception to the rule because he made $20 million in the process due to great marketing. But that's the point of waiting. What happens when you wait, man? When you wait, things change. It's not the same scenario originally was. So that's why it's a key thing, man. You got to jump on it while it's hot. You got to ride the momentum. You know what I mean? When it's going. Because a lot of times we just get complacent with a whole bunch of stuff, man. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna wait till this. I'm gonna wait till I get paid. I'm gonna wait till I have a better time. I'm gonna wait till a better situation. Keep waiting. It's never gonna come. You got to go get it.
Now that's some real shit. So what do you think, like, as far as do you find that a lot of times in your situation where you're trying to, you know, get people to, you know, get on life insurance and do all these other different things, do you see a lot of people hesitating to make it happen?
People wait all the time.
Right.
I mean, you know, you look at the last example what Kay gave a while back ago, where he knew somebody that lived across the street for 3-4 years, telling them to get a policy, and he kept saying tomorrow, next week, and he died. And guess what? Their whole family is doing a GoFundMe page, which is another example of waiting where it costs you a lot of money. He could have had a policy, left his family $200,000-$300,000. Instead, he left them debt. He left them in everybody scrambling, and at the end of the day, you know, cost them money on top of that, on top of the stress. So that's why waiting is never good, man. It's the difference between waiting and being patient.
Mm-hmm.
Patient is different. Patient is pacing yourself, kind of watching how things go to get to where you need to be, versus waiting is just you're just seeing, you're just scared, you're just scary.
Right.
Waiting to see what happens. You know what I mean? And then you're reacting instead of being proactive, which is huge.
Now that's some real shit. That's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I think people, they're not aware of how much time they got in shit, or I should say this, they're not aware that like you don't really have time. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think, the thing is this, I noticed that once I became more busy in doing what I want to do in life and having a purpose for why I do certain things and having a certain way that I do things and wanting to get certain things accomplished, it seems like there's never enough time in the day. You know what I'm saying? To really even do the things that I want to get done. And it's like, shit, I got all these plans. And so I think a lot of times people who don't have those things feel like they have all the time in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they're not really, moving with that type of purpose. You know what I'm saying? So I think in those situations, that's what causes things like that to happen, where the person's like, oh man, they could have had the life insurance. They could have had their family have this, but because they're moving in a way where it's kind of like, I'll do that later. It's not important. And then things occur and then these type of things happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like people ain't paying attention. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible, man. So Leek says, does your debt automatically go to your family when you die?
Yeah, so Ken, so what happens is that, if they have bank accounts or they have other debts and stuff like that, debt collectors will pursue you. It just depends on whose information they actually have on file. So yes, that definitely is a thing. And it's actually going to be more of a thing in today's generation, just because of the way the economy is. Debt collectors are going to go that extra mile. Back in the day, they didn't go as hard unless it was a huge debt. But these days, credit card companies are taking you to court for $500. That never used to happen. So the way the world is going, like people, and think about it, a credit card $500, it costs a lawyer $200-$300 just to go to court. So it's just the principle of the matter where they're like, listen, overall, everybody's trying to get their money. So to your point, yes, it's definitely going to be more relevant these days. I'll tell you that much.
Damn, niggas is going to court for $500?
Yeah, credit cards ain't playing no more. Everybody want their money.
Wow. Damn. Well, I guess it makes sense, because if there's a lot of people that they're trying to get $500 from, maybe. I don't know. But I'm just like, that's wild.
It's the principle of the matter to send a message that, know what I mean? Like across the board.
Damn. That shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. So yeah, so I think for a lot of people too, it's fear. The fear, I think, keeps people from not doing shit now. Because let me tell you, procrastination a lot of times is fear. You understand? So it's like, let me stretch this out. Let me wait till later to do this, because I don't really want to have to deal with this now. So if I put this off for as long as I can, then I can just push it back and I don't have to deal with the thing. But they don't want to deal with the thing because it's the fear of dealing with the thing. You know what I'm saying? So that also happens. It says, what are the ranges of the premiums you have to pay, and are they fixed or variable?
So it's fixed, and the ranges are based off of how much coverage you want, how much it costs. And so, and insurance is based off of, with the IULs, is based off your age and your health as well. So it's one of those things where, a normal healthy male, $150,000 policy, if you're like 30, 35, you might be paying like $100 a month, $110 a month, and you accumulate a good amount of cash value. The goal is to overfund it. But the point is, though, like you accumulate maybe about like, 10, 15 grand over like a 5-6 year period, which, put the interest rate where you're averaging maybe about like 10-15% of interest over that time frame. Now, if you overfund it, you'll end up averaging over time, maybe like 20, 25, 30% interest on it. But it is fixed. It never drops below 2.5 for most carriers that we work with, and it caps at 12%. So you're always making money at all times.
That's crazy. So guys, ask some questions, because Rashidi knows all this shit, man. Don't be sleeping on this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
don't wait till tomorrow.
Exactly right.
Tomorrow.
Real talk. You know what I'm saying? So you guys got to, get up on this, man. You know what I mean? So what do you think people need to do as far as their finances and everything is concerned now that a lot of people try to wait on doing? Like, are there specific things that people wait on that they really need to just jump on right now?
Yeah. Waiting on calling us on the website, booking an appointment. That's the first thing. But nah, man, a lot of people need to start fixing their credit, stuff like that. A lot of people, run away from it. Just let it kind of like a snowball down a hill. A lot of people kind of let it get out of control, and the snowball effect. It's one of those things where you can't wait to fix your credit. You can't wait to get a better job to get paid more money. You have to actually be proactive, and taking these steps, because otherwise, you just fall further and further and further in the hole. So that's my advice to people. Like, stop waiting to do those things to fix your credit. Stop waiting to apply to get a better job. Stop waiting to go to the gym and exercise, take care of your health. Stop waiting to get the life insurance policy. You just want to stop waiting at the end of the day and just changing activities, actually getting up and doing it.
Right. Now that's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, man.
I heard somebody was saying something about, I think it was LL Cool J. He was saying something about like just doing shit, like stop being afraid to take the next step, because I mean, and everything that you do is always like the unknown, right? And that's that's always like something that people are afraid of. You're always afraid of the unknown. That's why you take so long. Sometimes that's why you procrastinate. Like what you were saying, Lucario, there's a lot of fear,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because people are afraid to see what's on the other side of a particular decision. You know what I'm saying? And so they take long to do shit, and then, but then it's like, this is why you have to have confidence. This is why you have to have a certain level of faith, and just do shit,
right?
Because the bottom line is you're not going to know what's on the other side of a decision until you make the decision. See what I'm saying? Like, we just got to own up to the shit. And, that's why, we talk about all this masculinity shit on the other channels, because we need to stop waiting. We need to stop making decisions based on fear and all that other shit. Like, shit needs to get done.
Right.
Whether you're ready or not, shit needs to get done. That's the bottom line. And you don't you don't really know see, they're asking these questions because they don't know what it means to have a life insurance policy. Let me ask you a question, Rashidi. How easy is it to cancel a life insurance policy?
Picking up the phone and canceling it.
How much of your money, let's just say, how much of your money do you get back for those of these cats who are like afraid and who they got scared money?
Yeah, I mean, if you get an IUL and it built up some cash value, you get back cash. So, for example, if you had a policy for 2-3 years and you got $7,000 sitting, you want to cancel it, you get that money back. You know what I mean? You get that money you put in, you get it back. As far as that goes. Now, if you get the policy and it's canceled within 6 months, 3 months, then that's a different story. You didn't accumulate anything. But at the worst case of the scenario, you didn't really lose much. You lost maybe a couple $100, but had you passed away or something crazy, or had you had a crazy illness, you would have had access to $100,000, $200,000-$300,000 only for the cost of $1,000. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
that's crazy. But it's funny. I think a lot of people still, don't know these things.
Right.
And also when you're talking about death, I swear everybody thinks they're gonna live to 100. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, everybody think they gonna live to be old, and it's gonna be, you know what I mean? So everybody has that thought, you know what I mean? And I think also thinking about death, a lot of people don't want to think about death, so that's another thing. So they try to avoid that shit. So you know what I mean? So I think also too is kind of like getting people to think about, I guess, their families and that aspect of it versus just the death part of them dying and shit. But the thing I think also too is that it's hard for people, I think, to think about now or think about trying to make stuff happen now, because what happens is that because most people are procrastinators and because most people have fear, right? Doing anything now always seems like a daunting task. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? That's why like a lot of people, you know, if you really step back and look at it, you know, a lot of people are not really on point about actually following through to do things, period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just in general. So for someone to do something now is hard for them to do. And then and because people like to put things off, they think they have time to put it off. They think they have time to do that type of shit. But Ibram said, what would happen with the money if a beneficiary proceeds? Wait, what?
Predeceases me, dies before me on a life insurance policy.
I've never seen that word before in my life.
I don't even know. Is it a word? Let me look at this shit.
I think it might be. I've never really seen nobody use it, but I think it probably is, though.
If a beneficiary predeceases me on a life insurance policy and I have no secondary beneficiaries. That's a good question, I guess. Yeah. What's
that money goes to Jesus? Nah. Nah, but to be honest with you.
Apparently it's a word.
Yeah.
In the Oxford Dictionary.
There's a word. Yeah. No, I mean, in that particular case, you know, I mean, we have those conversations with people. First off, we tell people all the time, don't just put one beneficiary because of the very question that you just asked.
You have to have a secondary.
You have 2 or 3 people because one, if you have a kid and he's the only beneficiary on it, that means he can't touch the money until he's 18.
Right.
And what happens? He's not even gonna know the money exists. If you have a 10-year-old and you pass away, that kid's never gonna know that money exists and he can't touch it until he's 18. So at minimum, you want to have a second beneficiary in that situation. But overall, you still want to have a second beneficiary just because, to your point, you never know who's going to pass away. You even want to have a third beneficiary. You want to have multiple options, and all these people know because anything can happen to anybody, and life's unpredictable. Hence, that's why it's life insurance. So we have those conversations to make sure everybody knows, and you're selecting multiple people just in case. And you could break it down in percentages. You could be like, all right, Johnson gets 50%. Jason gets 20%, and then the other person gets 30%. So you can divvy out how much you want someone to get, based off of your trust level or what have you. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Now that's a good question because I think that's the type of stuff people would need to know. You know what I'm saying? Just in case, because again, that could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like something could go down, and then you got to figure out. You want to know what's going down with that situation. You know what I'm saying? But I think what I say, like, I think like a lot of times what happens is that if people understood that, the importance of trying to like make things happen now, they'll actually have a better relationship with dealing with time. And I've noticed this in my own life where a lot of times things take longer in your mind than they actually do when you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always noticed that. I swear it's like, because in your mind, you're like, oh, I got to do this, this, and this. But if you actually did it, it takes a short amount of time to do the action than it does to think about it, rethink it, hesitate, then try to figure it out. It's the worst.
It's like going to the gym. You always think, oh man, I got to go work out for a whole hour.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But by the time you start.
Right. Exactly. You good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The phone lines are open. Go ahead and call in if you want to call in. Same number, 919-647-9392, some shit like that.
Yeah. 919-647-9392. Call in. You feel what I'm saying? That's the number right there.
Monogamous. Go ahead and call in, bro.
You know what I'm saying? We got like 10 minutes left, so you guys can call in.
Yo, these power slap niggas. Yeah, you haven't seen that shit?
Nah.
Where niggas be slapping each other in the face?
Yeah, they have yeah. That be funny though. Right?
Ooh, that shit is crazy. These niggas be getting knocked out in one slap. That shit is crazy.
Slap boxing to the whole other level.
No, that should be that's niggas make a sport out of everything. I seen this one thing where it be as these Asian dudes that they hang on like this fucking thing that goes in the air, and then they just start kicking each other, and then whoever stays on wins.
All right, is that you, Monogamous?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing, Miles? Rashidi, LaCaria, how y'all doing today?
Yes, sir. What's up, man?
Oh yeah, man, this chilling, man. I just love the topic, and I just want to chime in and I'm glad I called after you spoke, Ms. Lucario, because you are right. I just want to be a testimony of what you just said about a lot of times for me, like I done had a lot of moments where in my mind, I've been battling something forever, right? Or I've been procrastinating about something forever. And then when I finally did it, it took a fraction of the time.
Right.
Like it took a fraction of the time or whatever. But I just personally want to encourage any listeners that's listening, because I am, shout out to RKT Real Estate, because they helped me with my life insurance. They helped me with my trust fund, my, all my wills and stuff like that.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel like those things are important, because even what y'all said, like you never know. And then when it happens, you want to be prepared as possible. Now, emotionally, you might not be prepared because you got to go through the grieving process, but it's another thing to where you got to go through the grieving, and then you got financial issues on top of that that you got to deal with, because you didn't deal with it while, people were alive, or you were alive, or whatever the case may be, right? But, just getting to just life in general, like, I really feel like just for everybody, it's important to wake up and really thank God for the day. And really, thank God for the people that you have in your life, because, I'm a teacher, right? And I work at an alternative school. Long story short, I found out that one of my former students passed away. Passed away. And once again, he wasn't no gang member. He wasn't in no good boy. You know what I'm saying? Great student, great academic scholar. He was on a basketball team, but of course he had asthma. And, it was his time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His mom wasn't expecting that, or his dad wasn't expecting that, or brothers, or even as his teacher. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy how, like, I have to be grateful for my life, because I'm like, this little boy had a full life ahead of him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God called him. So if I'm still alive, I have to be grateful. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things I'm grateful for. Like, my parents are still around. My parents in their 70s. There's a lot of my friends that got a parent already dead, if not both.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But I know moving forward, if most likely if I outlive they can outlive me. You know what I'm saying? But I got things set up to where if they outlive me, they set up. If I outlive them, then I allow their help and their support to set me up for the future. You see what I'm saying? With, wills and stuff like that. And I really do believe in that. Some people don't believe in that, but I really do believe in that, because once I'm gone, I can't do shit for my son. The only thing I can do for him is for everything that was already set up around him. You know what I'm saying? And the people that's in his life that support me. You see what I'm saying? But once I'm gone, I can't come back and continue to work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So whatever is left is whatever is left. So I just want to advise guys, if you have children, especially if you have children. Now, if you just by yourself and you an earthy ass nigga and you just don't give a fuck, whatever. But if you got a family and you got people, or you just got people you care about, or whatever, or you have people that care about you and you can benefit from them caring about you, then handle your business. Don't procrastinate.
Right.
Now that's
all I want to say, guys. Thank y'all for the opportunity.
All right. Appreciate the call, brother.
what's up. Appreciate it. Now that's what I'm saying, man. You got to be grateful, because, like, it could, the last day could be for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. And condolences to that young brother, man. That's crazy. When you see you think you got your whole life ahead of you, and then that's it.
Now that's a fact. So that's the thing. That's why it's like, whatever you guys want to do, you should do that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like try that shit out, man. You know what I mean? Because you never know. You know what I mean? Like, you never know, because you know what it is too. A lot of people are scared to fail, so they're worried about failure more than actually living and doing the thing. So it's like, failure is a good thing, because what happens is that you can't fail unless you try. So that means that, you know what I mean? At least you tried it, something. But a lot of times what people do is, because of their insecurities, because of what they worried about, what everybody else is thinking. And this is the funny part. A lot of the stuff that, we worry about or we feel some type of way about is meaningless, because imagine you want to do something, but you're stopping yourself from doing the thing because you're worried about what other people are going to think or how you're going to look. Right. But how you look to other people or what they think means nothing. So you're stopping yourself for something that means nothing, which makes no sense. You see what I'm saying? So the problem is that you have a lot of people, because truthfully, you have people who sort of like coast through life as if they're entitled to it. You understand?
Mm.
Oh, well, whatever. I'll do that tomorrow. It's not a big deal. I don't give a fuck or whatever. And it's like almost like they have all the time in the world.
Right.
Like, and the funny part is I feel like you don't realize how much time you don't have until you actually are living with some sort of purpose of why you're living and what you want to do and just enjoying your experience, because you have a lot of people that, you know, like they just don't, like, they take their life for granted. And you have people who realize, shit, like, I'm enjoying my shit so much that I actually want to live for a long time because there's so many things I want to do and I need the time to do it. And I probably won't even have the time to do it. It's the craziest shit ever because me personally, like, I want to live to 100. You feel what I'm saying? But because I it's like mad shit I want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a lot of fucking shit I want to do. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So I'm like, man, I'm trying to make that happen. Then you have some people who don't want to live at all. And I'm just like, sucks. You know what I'm saying? So
I want to live to 81 and a half.
Right, 81 and a half.
Yeah, I'm good about 85, bro. You talk about 100. I ain't trying to be having anybody changing my diapers and pushing me in a little wheelchair. And you know what I mean? I'm good on that one. I ain't trying to live no 100.
I need 100, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, because I'm telling you, but this thing, you could probably still look. What's that nigga from Ghostbusters? The black guy, Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
How old is that nigga? That nigga's like what? Like in his almost
in his 70s or something.
Almost 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? But it's like he look good for his age and shit. That nigga look like he in his mid 50s or some shit.
Matter of fact, Morgan Freeman been the same age for 48 years.
This nigga
Ernie Hudson was born in 1945. He's 78 years old.
78 years old. 78. And the nigga look like he 50. You know what I'm saying? So imagine he could probably get to 100. You know what I'm saying? And then when he's 100, he probably gonna look like he's 65. That's crazy. I'm like, shit. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
He look pause. He look good.
Yeah, you're young though. That's crazy. You don't look like 80 though. That's wild.
That's wild.
Definition in the arms and shit.
That's crazy. 78 years old. That's wild. You know what I'm saying? So that's insane. I'm telling you. They said Morgan Freeman's 87. See what I'm saying? Niggas is making it out here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Morgan Freeman been 78 years old since he was 18. Morgan Freeman stay looking old.
Oh yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, Morgan Freeman. That's what I wonder how old people think.
Look at Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman been old looking. Look at his face.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He been old. When this look at this nigga. This is probably when he was like 20. Look at him. Look at this nigga, bro. Look at this nigga. He always was old. Always. How the fuck you 17 and you look like you 78? Look at this nigga. He actually look younger, older.
I know, right? For real.
Oh, good.
Yo, Morgan Freeman is a vampire or something, man. He's been living for 500 years. Like, goddamn.
Morgan Freeman. Oh my God, Morgan Freeman.
I wonder how older people like people that's like, let's say, past 75 years old.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman, 87 years old. Golly.
Because imagine you 87 years old, right? You got to say to yourself, let's just say if you could live to 100. That nigga got what? 13 years left? You know what I'm saying? Like that's he is wild. Like to be that old and be like, yo, I'll probably, like, if I'm lucky, I got about 13 years left.
If you're lucky, you got 1 year left. You don't need that age.
Right. That's crazy, bro. That shit.
Lucky is waking up tomorrow.
Right. That's what I'm saying, man. That's woo. I'm telling you, man, people, nigga, we about to be half a century years old soon. So, you know what I'm saying? That's wild thinking about it. It's wild. But any last things you want to say before we wrap this shit up?
Yeah, man. Stop waiting. Go to the website today. Stop waiting. Go to the website right now after we hang up this call.
Yeah.
Stop waiting.
Yo, stop waiting because you could wake up dead tomorrow.
Wake up dead.
He's like, you wake up dead tomorrow. Like, yeah.
It's crazy. Oh man.
Yeah,
all right, guys. So make sure you guys go to legacybuildersus.com and we will holler at y'all later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. We out. Later.